So you're thinking of moving to Oviedo, Florida. I'm standing in Oviedo on the Park, which is the crown jewel of Oviedo. And today, I'm gonna take you around 3 different properties that might fit your budget. I'm gonna show you a hidden gem that all the people of Oviedo are talking about right now and that you should visit. So if this is your first time to this channel, go ahead and hit the notification bell and subscribe so you can be the first to know everything about the Central Florida market, because that's what I go over. My name is Omar and this is Real Orlando Living. I get calls, texts, and emails every single day from people just like you looking to make a move into the Central Florida market. And if that's you, my contact information is in the description below and I'll love to be your realtor of choice. So as I said before, I'm standing in Oviedo on the Park, and this park actually was developed 20 years ago, but it didn't start taking shape until the last 5 years. It has truly become the centerpiece of Oviedo. Oviedo has made such a huge change. We're talking about massive. When in the last 10 to 15 years, they have almost doubled the amount of residents that move here, and it's for a very, very good reason. Back during the recession, these homes used to go for like in the low hundreds, and now you can get them between the 400, 500, and 800 plus. So when we're talking about appreciation, it's one of the best things about Oviedo. So where do I begin with Oviedo? I'm standing in the POW MIA Memorial right now, where every Veterans Day, all the veterans that serve in Oviedo come and they get memorialized and the city actually recognizes them. And that's the thing about Oviedo. It still has that small town feel, even within Orlando. And that's the appeal of why people live here. Oviedo has seen a huge transformation in the last 10 years. They've nearly doubled their population because of that same feel that people actually want. From its proximity to UCF, it's literally only 5 minutes away from UCF, 30 minutes from the airport, it's 30 minutes from downtown. It's one of those suburbs that feel like I can come home to rest and I can go to work and be re-energized. And people take full advantage of that. If you look online, the schools actually rate really high, which is one of the main appeals of why people actually move here. People come, they have the dog park, they have the water park here, they have the aquatic center. There's tons of things that are available to families and tons of recreational things to do with your family that people actually love, and that's why they moved to Oviedo. So let's talk about that real quick. So it started off back during the recession. Homes in this area used to go for the low 100s, and now you can't get into Oviedo without starting at 400,000. What does that 400,000 get you? I'll show you that in the first property. So most of the people that live in Oviedo, they kind of work close to the Oviedo area. So they work a lot on Research Parkway. A lot of UCF professors in the UCF ecosystem lives and works here. So that's what the kind of vibe that you get from people here who really care about growing a community. Some of the cool things about Oviedo is that they're really known for their Oviedo chickens. I know it's weird, but it's their thing. It's super old. Oviedo is one of the older cities where, you know, this used to be a bunch of celery that was grown here. And some of the old families that came in the 20s, they still all hold land here. And you're gonna get that vibe from the people that you meet here. Another thing that happens is that not many people move from Oviedo. So they sit in Oviedo, unless their job forces them to move, they're not leaving anywhere. So, remember I told you about that hidden gem? I'm gonna go take you over there right now. So Oviedo is not really known for its food. A lot of people are gonna eat here, if you're gonna have fun here, if you're gonna play here. Most people go to Winter Park, or they'll go downtown, they'll hit Lake Nona up, or they'll go to Dr. Phillips to get their restaurants. But they're working very hard at getting some cool spots here so you don't have to leave Oviedo if you wanna get food. And this is just one of them, let's check it out. So we're sitting, I told you about a hidden gem, right? This just opened, it's called the Food Factory. They don't wanna be called a food hall. It's called micro restaurants, where you can have samples of other smaller restaurants inside, and it's just opening up. And all the people of Oviedo are talking about it because it actually brings in some of the new restaurants and some of the food, because the money is here in Oviedo. Believe it or not, if you want to start in Oviedo, the starting price is around 400,000, and it can go all the way up into the million one point. That's kind of where they cap out at. But before we go any further, let's go ahead and show you what $400,000 gets you here in Oviedo. All right, so I'm here in our first community, which is Alafaya Woods. This is the starter point for Oviedo. Just some full disclosure, when I first moved to Oviedo, this is the neighborhood I lived in, and this is the type of property that I lived in, by the way. This is 1101 Schaefer Trail. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,345 square foot home. Right now, it's priced at $300 a square foot, actually $319 a square foot, and $430,000. So, in my opinion, it's a little overpriced, but hey, don't hate me. I hope the agent doesn't hate me. But this is the perfect example of the home you get in Alafaya Woods. Let's take a look at the outside. So, Alafaya Woods, it does have an HOA, but the HOA doesn't cover a bunch of stuff. So you're not going to get the gated community feel where you have to have certain architectural guidelines. There are some, but they're very loose. So if you see this grass, if you see here, some HOAs require you to have a certain thickness of your grass. That doesn't happen here in Alafaya Woods. Another thing is, if you see the streets, since it's not in a gated community, cars are allowed to park out on the streets. So you might see a little bit more cars on the streets in this particular type of property. And given its proximity to UCF, this would be the first type of property where the tenants are UCF students. So that's the kind of thing that you're getting here in Alafaya Woods. Rents right now in Alafaya Woods, they used to be in the low 1,000s, but now they're about $2,000 all the way up to $3,000, anywhere in that ballpark, from a 3-bedroom all the way up to a 4-bedroom house. But without further ado, let's go ahead and walk inside and see what we got. Okay. Wow. Okay. So, I remember this particular property. Matter of fact, it was on the market. I think it sold back in July, and it looked like and so this is a basic flip job. And I don't want to say basic, they did a fantastic job in here. As soon as you come in, it's nice open floor plan. It's got vaulted ceilings. They redid all the texture on the wall. You can see that. They put 5 1/4-inch baseboards. And this is a beautiful laminate, wide plank laminate. So they did a fantastic job on this flip. Good size family living room and a dining room eat-in. So I remember this property when we first came. It had cabinets here, and we already knew we were going to knock it down. So these people did exactly that. They knocked it down. They put the level 1 granite in. They got all new stainless steel appliances. I wonder if these are slow close, not dovetail, but slow close cabinets. That's pretty good. They forgot to put the refrigerator in here, but it's all good. But overall, it looks super nice in here. They did a great job on getting all the nice what's new and modern in homes. At $430,000, I don't know. It's a little on the high end, in my opinion, because it is 1,300 square foot. I remember just 2 years ago, I was selling this property maybe in the mid-2s. So that just tells you a little something. They redid all the bathrooms. The 3 bedrooms are in great shape. And I remember in the backyard that this house had it was a pool back there. It was disgusting and gross, and they actually got rid of everything back there. So you have a huge backyard here. So this is the perfect house you get in Alafaya Woods. Alafaya Woods is probably the biggest neighborhood in Oviedo. I think it has 2,300 homes that are here. So it's one of the biggest communities. So they're all different builders back from the 80s. So you're gonna get that feel, but the architecture is still relevant. You can get in this kind of house today in the $400,000 range. But without further ado, we're gonna go into a step-up property in Kingsbridge, which is a different type of neighborhood, and you're gonna see the difference. Let's go. So we are on the next property, which is in beautiful Kingsbridge West. It's a different type of community that it's kind of the step up from where we were at in Alafaya Woods, and not quite at the top end, but it has some outstanding properties. The property behind me is 636 Lake Claire Court in Oviedo. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. It's 1,683 square feet, priced at $386 a square foot. So you see the per square footage go up? And so that makes it at $650,000. So, I mean, that is up there in price right now. At $650,000 at 1,600 square feet, this is kind of the beginning point for the next step up house. What you're gonna start to see is you're gonna start to see homes with a little bit better finishes. These homes were built in the 90s, so it's gonna get a little bit more newer feel inside. And in the neighborhood itself, if you see, it's got mature landscaping. You're gonna see in Kingsbridge, it has tree-lined streets. So it feels very beautiful. It feels part of nature. That's what gives it this feel in this neighborhood. But without me talking more, let's talk about the house inside. Let's go. All right, let's see what we got in here. Okay, so what is the #1 rule in real estate? Location, location, location. This is a prime example of that. So this property right now, I'm looking at it, it's got a view that you cannot beat. That kind of view is where you spend your money. I was literally here like, why would this house be worth $650,000? And I'm like, oh yeah, it's on a lake and it sits high and you can just be in your pool looking at a lake. Irreplaceable. Location, location, location. Then you have a formal dining room area and formal living. So this is that open concept back in the early 90s. And then you have the den over there. That's where the family room is at. So it gives it the feel, the premium feel, because it has super high voltage ceilings and tons of natural light in here. Because I was wondering, why would it be that much? And there you go. That's the premium feel that you get at the $600,000 price point. The crazy part is this kind of house in Alafaya Woods actually goes for about $425,000, $430,000. With a pool, you might get a little bit higher in the fours, but you know, you're instantly $200,000 more moving into Kingsbridge. I mean, this kitchen needs some work. I'm not gonna lie to you. This is laminate countertops. It still has white. It has mixed matching appliances, but that's an easy fix. It's nothing crazy. And these are a little bit older cabinets. It's like 36-inch cabinets. So yeah, this kind of house needs a little bit of work for this particular property, but as you can see, the stone facade outside, the homeowner gave it a good facade to make it look good as soon as you come in. And then in the backyard, let's take you to the backyard real quick. Holy cow. Look at this, man. It's on a beautiful lake in the background. It's got a huge green grass. It's got a nice sized pool. So this is what you pay money for. You got the swings hanging off the trees there. It's got a huge patio area for entertaining, and it comes off the master. So the master's in there, and you got a master bath, and you can go into the master bath and come out right outside and get right in the pool, or from your master out here to the patio into the pool. So it's got a good flow to this kind of property. So what separates a $400,000 house from a $600,000 house? Well, 2 years ago, it used to mean you can get into 2,000 square foot range, and now it's like, well, we're still under 2,000. It used to maybe get 3-car garage, and now you're still at a 2-car garage stage. But that's kind of what's been happening here in Oviedo. And Kingsbridge West, because of the school district, because of its location, because of tree-lined streets, has that premium feel, and that's why it's getting that kind of pricing. But we're done here. I want to take you into where the top of Oviedo is at and where everybody's trying to get into right now. Let's go. Okay, so we are at our final property, 745 Holly Springs Terrace, here in beautiful Oviedo Forest. As you can already see, this is a different type of neighborhood. We are behind the gates. The houses across the street, let's take a look at across the street. These houses are on the water. So they are already in the $900,000 plus range, going $950,000, and they'll soon be at almost $1 million here soon. But this property is at $770,000. Why? Because it doesn't have water behind it and it doesn't have conservation. If it was on conservation like the other ones in here, they would be in the 800s. It's that type of property. That goes to show you the different things you see in different neighborhoods and how the prices could vary. So by the time you get to this type of house, this house is 3,626 square feet big. It's a 5-bedroom, 4-bath, and it's right now at $212 a square foot. So the larger the square foot, the lower the price per square foot. Typically, that's what you're gonna see, except in the super premium areas. So this house is actually built in 2013. So it's got some of the modern things that you got going on in houses. So it's gonna have the high ceilings. It's gonna have a lot of the cool things that you get in the houses that you can get right now on the market. So this is exactly how you'll live if you get a 2023 home, except it's gonna have maybe some dated fixtures. But one of the big things about this kind of property too is that it has a 3-car garage, which is coveted out here. But that's enough of me talking. Let's walk inside. The first thing you notice when you get a house like this is it's got large, looks like travertine, 24 by 24 travertine, beautiful flooring. It's got the Beauty and the Beast chandeliers. So good, right in the middle. So I don't know what would go here. I'm assuming a big old couch with the chandelier, a nice talking piece, and that would go right here. But it's a nice large area. We got 3,600 square foot to work with. So you have a formal dining room. And this is pretty cool because it's got an office / bedroom with double door entry. So even the baseboards are the tile or travertine. So it's got a little bit of nice little touches to this particular property. And then it's got a pool bath back there, which is, the house doesn't have a pool, but if you do a pool, you have a pool bath that you can go right to it. So that's a huge plus. And it's got one of the most underrated things that I love in properties. It's the 3-way sliders. If you open this up, now you go into the backyard and it's perfect for entertaining. You're talking about, I mean, a lot of people don't say much about that. I love that feature. But let's go over here into the kitchen area. So we have a eat-in kitchen area. So you can fit just about any type of round or square table here with about 4 to 6 seats perfectly here. And then the kitchen itself. So it was built in 2013. So it's got the, this is where they started doing this type of granite. So this type of granite still exists. So it's nothing crazy. It's got 42-inch cabinets. It's got a beautiful walnut color. These are a great color. I mean, it's a great looking cabinets. It does have the stainless steel appliances. It has the brown backsplash that matches the overall look of the kitchen. And then the modern refrigerator and dishwasher. So it's a good sized kitchen. It's got ample counter space. So this is a beautiful sized kitchen. So the family room there, you're watching football, you're cooking here, and you can actually have a little eat-in space. So this is a huge gathering area right here. But let's take it upstairs. All right, so now we are upstairs. Downstairs, you have 1 bedroom, but it's more like an office, but it could be used as a bedroom. But most of the bedrooms are all upstairs. You have 1 huge bedroom with its own ensuite. It's got another bedroom here. You have a bedroom there, a bedroom on the other side, and a bedroom and the balcony on this side. So large amount of space up here. And this little area is like a little loft area. I don't know what you're gonna put here. Maybe some desks. If you want to, maybe a small sofa, so you have a little bit of a sitting area here upstairs. But then I love this part, going into the master or primary suite. Double door entry. Double door entry makes it feel like a real master. It's like, boom. This is a huge primary suite. It's got the tray ceilings, good size. I mean, you could put a big, huge king size bed in here, and you could have end tables, and then you have your own seating area on this side. But let's go into the master bath and see what that has to offer. Another huge walk-in closet, another walk-in closet. So you have 2 walk-in closets, and then the actual bathroom itself. This is a good sofa tub. I would lay in this every day if I could. Splash, splash, I was taking a bath. Let me show you one of the coolest features about this house. Let's go. It's got its own balcony. There's so much room for activities over here. So off the master, you have a sitting area, you got a huge master, and then out here, you could have anything that you want and just look at outside, look at all your neighbors. Now, that is a little bit of a drawback. The fact that it doesn't have a pool is the reason why it's not selling. And in Oviedo, without a pool, most people love pools. And on top of that, let's count how many neighbors we can see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 different neighbors I can see right now. And they can see me, so. Hello. But you know, this is the kind of thing you get with a premium property. You're talking about much bigger space, 3-car garage, modern kitchen, 42-inch cabinets, huge primary suite with sitting area. It's got 2 walk-in closets. I mean, what more can you ask for at this price point? And right now in the $700,000 range, this is kind of the deal going on in Oviedo. But if you're looking for a realtor that's gonna tell you like it is, like you just heard, the good, bad, and the ugly, I am that person for you. I would love to be your realtor of choice. My contact information is in the description below. But other than that, that's all I got for you today. And let's just enjoy the view. Come on.